Us. Welcome everybody. In karate, we mainly do one of four things in terms of technique, waza. So we do tsuke waza, punching techniques, kere waza, kicking techniques, uke waza, blocking techniques, and uchi waza, which means striking techniques. And we're going to focus on the last one, uchi waza, striking techniques. We're going to take the first 5 Heian kata and I'm going to demonstrate certain strikes that you do in the kata, and I'm also going to explain the Japanese words and also translate it into English so that you have an understanding of exactly what it is that you do. So when we take kata Heian Shodan, we take movement number 4. As you know, from here, movement 3, movement 4 is this strike. So the Japanese name is Kensui or Tetsui, which basically means hammer fist. And then Tate, which means vertical, Mawashi, which means roundhouse, and Uchi, which means strike. So it's Kensui, Tate, Mawashi, Uchi. Make sure that you do, as the name suggests, all of those movements. So it's the round, vertical, strike with the hammer fist. And it's usually done on the collarbone. It could also be done on the nose or on the head. When we go to Heian Nidan, we look at movement number 7, which is the strike as well as the yokogiri kiyagi. From this position, so it's the back fist strike that we're going to do. So uraken, Jodan, which refers to the target area, yoko, which means sideways, mawashi uchi. This and this strike on the back of the fist is to move an arm open. And the reason why I want to emphasize that is the foot and the arm goes out simultaneously. But you know your arm is shorter than your leg. So this cannot be a strike to the face because your leg will be in the way of making the contact to the target. So this is in fact to open an arm that's punching towards you, to open this arm up, and maybe even to grab hold of this arm after you've struck the arm open. So to make sure that the kiyagi goes under the chin. So there, and then obviously the one for the shutuki strike. So that one in particular, back of the fist, uraken, Jodan refers to the target area, yoko, which means sideways, and mawashi, roundhouse, strike. When we look at Heian Sandan, there are actually 4 strikes or UCHI WAZA of significance. So it will be movement 9, I want to show 12 and 13, and then the very last one of movement 20. If you look at movement 9, it's the one where we turn around and then we strike. Also with the back of the fist. So Kensui, Shodan, Yoko, which means sideways, Mawashi, Uchi. So striking with the back of the fist on the side like this in movement number 9. Movement number 12, so one of these movements. So when you lift your leg up, and that's why it's so important to do this yoko, impi, uchi. Yoko meaning sideways, impi means elbow, and obviously uchi strike, because you need to demonstrate when you do Heian Sandan that you do that movement of the elbow, which is a strike, before you can do move 13, which will be uraken, tate, which means vertical, mawashi, uchi. So one of these. So important, show the elbow and the back fist strike. The last one on move 20 is when we do the shift in Yoriashi from move 19 to move 20. And what I would like to just pause on for a second, and it just shows you how clever the developing of karate was. If you do this elbow, which is the impi, uchi strike, but ushiro, which means backwards, in other words, when we do hikite, it's in fact actually an elbow strike. but it's very significant in Kata Heian Sandan. This punch, as we know, it's just here. But what I would like to emphasize is this. If someone would grab you from behind, which is what the bunkai, the application, is about. If you should elbow someone in his stomach by doing this, what is the natural movement when you hit someone in the stomach? They will move forward, which is exactly where you want his face or his nose to be. So the moment you do this, think of this person as moving forward. And that's why this punch is right here, so that you can do the strike. So that's why this Ushuro Impi Uchi, strike to the back, is very important in Heian Sandan. In Heian Yondan, there's actually 5 UCHI WAZA striking techniques that is important. Let's go through them slowly. We have already done in Heian Nidan, movement number 7, the Godan strike, back of the fist. So we're going to do the same now in Heian Yondan. So movement 6 in Heian Yondan, when you lift the leg up here, it's also a strike with the back of the fist, Uraken Jodan, Yoko, Mawashi Uchi. So it's a round back of the fist strike when you do the kick. But in Heian Yondan, it's this next movement, movement 7, which is the Empi Uchi, which is important. I just want to elaborate a little bit on that. It's very important when you do this movement, number 6, in Heian Yondan, when you lift your leg up, that you sink down before you move into the Empi Uchi strike. And the reason for that is, if this should stay behind, and you're not using your hip to turn your knee and your foot, it will stay behind and it will become a strike with the whole of the arm, which is actually incorrect. You want to make sure that it's the elbow tip, Empi Uchi, that makes the contact onto the target. So if I do it again, from here, seeing, and then make sure this turn, so that this makes the contact on movement number 7. Important in Heian Yondan. Let's move on to move 11. After this, elbow strike on this side, the wind, and here. So Shuto, also Jodan, and it's also Yoko Mawashi Uchi, which meaning a strike, Jodan, with a Shuto part, the knife hand part, similar to a Shuto. Then the last one that we're going to do, in fact the second last one, is movement 13, which is the Uraken Tate Mawashi Uchi, which is the kiai in Heian Yondan. Make sure tate, meaning vertical, it comes from an upwards motion, downwards. When you do the Uraken, the back fist strike. And then let's look at the last one now, movement 25, which is the Hiza Age strike. It's actually called a strike, although you're doing it with your knee. So in this position, you're going to use your knee to come upwards, and with the knee making the contact. So that one also called a strike. And that is Heian Yondan's UCHI WAZA. In Heian Godan, we've got 2 UCHI WAZA strike techniques, which I would like to demonstrate. After the Mikazuki Geri, we also have a elbow strike. So I'm going to show the camera like this. Make sure that this fist is flat on the top and it's in the shoulder joint here. Again, similar to Heian Yondan, it's this part of the elbow that you want to make contact onto the target with. So that one, also Empi Uchi in Heian Godan. Please make sure when you do this kata, a lot of students either move this hand forwards or they bring the hand down to the foot. So make sure this stays here, so that when you land, that it's this elbow that goes towards this hand. This hand should almost try and stay unchanged. The last one that we want to do in Heian Godan is this Gedan. So Shuto Gedan Uchi Komi. So it's a thrusting strike to the inside of the leg when you do this motion. Again, like everything, use your hip, so that when you do this strike, that you use your hip to be able to make this Gedan Shuto Uchikomi strike. And those are the UCHI WAZAs in Kata Heian 1 to 5. Us.